It's that time. All right, see what we got. Hey, what's going on, party people? We on. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure having you in. I go by the name of L'Esprit. It simply means spirit. Um, I am a spiritual healer. And technically, as a spiritual healer, what I do is I pretty much help other people to put themselves together. You know what I'm saying? It's just pretty much the idea of you, to help you to become in alignment with the person that you are. And you do so pretty much by understanding those different aspects of you, and by bringing them together. Like, to the term alignment is referring to, having them aligned. You know what I'm saying? They are corresponding. They are, in perfect harmony with one another. Right? So those different aspects of you are pretty much your emotions, or, I mean, to make it simple, mind, body, and soul. The mind, which pretty much entails your intellect conditioning, the mind control, your intellect, all of that, and then your body, which which pretty much contain your emotions. Right? So those two coming together, and now when we're talking about the soul, and that's simply referring to now the universe. How do you relate to your world? So it's your intellect and your emotions coming together, and now how you are relating to your external world, your soul, the soul. You know what I'm saying? And how they all come together. So that's what I do. Now, if you're coming back, come on now. You already know. Oh, Happy New Year to everybody. If you celebrate New Year, it's all good. Me, I celebrate everything. You know what I'm saying? But my real shit, the New Year for me, you know what I'm saying? Because, the old man used to put me on some games. You know what I'm saying? This nigga always celebrated Springs. You know what I'm saying? That was his shit. That was his New Year. That was his biggest shit he'll spend. That was that nigga. And listen, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Pop was the man. You hear me? You know what I mean? That's my dog. Come on, dog. You already know. Yes, sir. You could see him through me. You feel me? I'm saying, except he was taller and shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm wilding already. If you're coming back, you already know. Get a plate. You know what we do here. It's always a holy communion. It's a holy sacrament. You know what I'm saying? So let's share. You know what I'm saying? The bread among us. Let's have our supper. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I mean, every last one of them is gonna be the last one. Let's break some bread. So that's what we do here. So now, with that being said, especially if this is your first time, even if you're coming back, I always like to go in a little bit about, because spirituality is a tool that I use as a spiritual healer, to assist you in doing all of these things we just talked about, the alignment between your mind, body, and soul. So then we got to use, I use spirituality to actually do that. Now, spirituality is simply the story of the spirit. And that's what we see. And tonight, that's what I'm going to be talking about, too, because the spirit took me on a fucking journey. I had to go back into mythology. Do you see what I'm saying? But anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight. I mean, I don't think I'm going to go, but I'll give you what you need to know, though. I'll give you the essence. You know what I'm saying? So now it's pretty much the story of the spirit. So this is also a good, I guess, way for me to introduce the mythology, because when you're talking about mythology, the text, or the occult, it's simply a story about you. Now, the occult does something a little bit deeper, I guess. It helps you to realize. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about the esoteric knowledge, the hermetic, referring to, they like to say it's the hidden culture, right? Me personally, I don't like that term, but I understand what they're saying. They're saying this type of knowledge, again, this is also referring to this world being a fucking illusion, right? You got to delve into yourself for you to find it. And how do you delve into yourself? Well, we help you to identify a couple things about you, such as your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, your shadow self, the wounded child. All of that has to do with, you understanding the hidden side of you. That hidden culture, which is the hidden, culture, how the anatomy of the spirit. That's what this shit is really telling you about. This is your story. So that's why the occult is nothing but the study of humanity. It's giving you a deeper understanding of your humanity. That's what the occult is doing. So, in other words, the way you think your humanity or your reality appears to be, it's a little deeper than that. And that's when we take you into your mind control, understanding your environment, then the Kabbalion, all of those stories that are being told. And I say story not because, story in the sense of it's for you it's for you to remind yourself, as a reminder. Those are reminders. And mythology does the same thing as well, but it does it, it's all being done in different ways. But it's all talking about, making the divine material. That's why I'm jumping ahead of myself here. Damn, niggas. Because I was getting that download this morning. In terms of, well, I shouldn't say this morning because, I don't know. I guess I was thinking about it and there was a couple other things that I'm going to be touching on, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. So, again, okay, so I was talking about spirituality. I mean, I was supposed to talk about spirituality, then anyway, so spirituality pretty much, it's your story. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, due to lack of knowledge or due to ignorance, lack of knowledge, ignorance, that's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? You sleepwalking, not having the Christ consciousness, which is you're not aware, because that's what the knowledge is all about, to make you aware. Then when you're not aware, you're just going with the flow. And that's where mind control comes in, and that's what they do in the movies. Do you see what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I can't really say you put your guards down because you have no guard, because you're sleepwalking. It's only when you become conscious, then now, you understand you have your guards. And you'll be able to see it too, as, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But this is relevant. What I'm truly showing you here, I'm showing you the consciousness. When it's not there, that's why you're being controlled. But again, you got to, you know what I'm saying? But that consciousness too, it's fine in the darkness. It has to be brought out. That's why someone who's toxic doesn't know that they're toxic, because they are still in the darkness. But when they come out of it, they come in the light. Now they could tell you how toxic I used to be, because now they are conscious. Oh my God, I can't believe I used to be so negative. That kind of shit. So it could have been an aha moment, that breakthrough, That's what you need. That's what your Christ consciousness comes in. That's where you're opening your third eye it is pretty much about. So you could receive more light, meaning more understanding. To attain that state of consciousness, a book cannot do it for you. You can only understand a book based on your level of understanding. That's why certain books, and it may have nothing to do with those fucking words, man. It could be the most common language that they actually use in the book, but if you don't have the understanding to grasp it, you're not gonna get it. That's why you may notice, and I know that had happened to me. That's how I know it. That certain books I was not ready for, but really, it's not ready that I wasn't ready. I mean, it's all the same shit. But what the ready for, not ready for, truly means is that I didn't have the understanding. That's why you need a teacher. That's why if you learn how to read and write, it means nothing at all. That's why even when we go back to learn about the mystery schools, the niggas like Plato and them other niggas, they had to wait 20 years. They knew how to read and write, but they weren't ready yet. So that state of consciousness is being practiced in so many different ways. The monks do go in fucking meditation. Because as you focus on one thing and you're hoping, you go into the darkness, then something else is you know what I'm saying? You're going to find the light. That's why meditation is one of the good way, for you to, what's the word that I'm looking for? For you to elevate your frequency. Do you see what I'm saying? Or now if you're in voodoo and shit, we could do something called la vitette. You know what I'm saying? Which is, washing your head. But technically what that means, is open up your third eye. Making you more receptive to more light, to more energy, and you are raising your consciousness. You're making a connection, a broader connection now with the universe. That's the relationship between the Father and the Son. Right? But anyway, let's get back. I mean, I guess hey, it happens. But now let's get back to the subject at hand. Right? So, let me talk a little bit about the lotus too. So now, since we were talking about the monks, because these motherfuckers are on some shit. The monks are on some shit. So, when you look at the lotus, right? You know what I'm saying? They use that as a symbol. But you got to understand what the lotus is all about, right? That's why we use nature. This shit is crazy, man. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of these things, all of that came from Africa. It's just being said in different ways, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why these niggas, they have multiple gods too. And I'm going to get into mythology to address those gods. But again, and a lot of people don't truly understand, the reason why. And that's where, when mythology comes in, or the power of story, you know what I'm saying? Or the storytelling. That's why us African niggas, we're storytellers, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You always got a story to say. You always got some shit to say. And truth be told, you know what I'm saying, when you resonate with mythology, That's why, yo, the power of mythology, shit, niggas. I don't think y'all. Okay, hold on. I got y'all. I got y'all though. Because I feel like it's being taken for granted. You know what I'm saying? Because when you looking at this whole society, man, it's based on a fucking narrative. Now, us true spiritual niggas, we're trying to change the narrative. That's truly what it comes down to be honest. That's how the news, the media is able to sway you, get you to think a certain way. You know what I'm saying? The mind, you know what I'm saying? The mind control is nothing but, you know what I'm saying? These niggas is telling you stories, B. You know what I'm saying? Shit, well, welcome to the world, nigga. That's what makes it all mental, too, isn't it? And I'm not even talking. I'm not even getting into mythology yet. But I want you to understand the narrative. How, you know, not only for this to be mental and telling the story, you know, there's a whole different meaning in it, and that's where those different energies, those intelligence, and that's the. I mean, it could be translated in different ways. That's why the material has to come together with the immaterial. And that's what the true God do. That's how the gods are walking amongst men. By making it one. Now you became perfect down here, man. Listen, man. Come on, baby. You know who you are, man. That state of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Or that state of Buddha. All the same shit. All these niggas are talking about the same thing. You know, the story's being told in different ways. Now, speaking of that story, it's important for you to understand it. How does it impact, like, what kind of impact, you know, the story has on you? That's what the narrative is all about. Everybody's going by a certain narrative. You know what I'm saying? And all of those different narratives comes with, you know, of course, with a different state of mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have, you know, everybody, like I always tell people, everybody's doing God's work, man. But they're doing it in different levels. Because when you really think about it, everybody, even on YouTube, a nigga showing you how to change your tire. He's doing God's work. Meaning he's teaching you something. He's giving you something. He's teaching you how to do something. Like we all teachers, man. He's helping humanity. He's doing something. Because us, as spiritual healers, man, we are here to help humanity, baby. I'm working for you. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? I'm here. I'm working. Work with me. You know what I'm saying? Just work with me, baby. So then I'm taking you into, whew, you know, like through the journey, but most importantly, you know what I'm saying, is to make you be in touch with your own feelings, man, with your spirit. And that's what consciousness is about. That's self-realization. You knowing who you are. You know, shit. I mean, it could be said, I mean, how do you want it? So again, let's keep it on the same narrative tip. Because now we're seeing is how the story is being told. Everybody's following the story, baby. So as spiritual masters who understand this is all mental, we created something called mythology. to educate you. So, but for that to, but, so, but understand this though. These are more than just archetypes. When we're talking about Osiris, when we're talking about Seth, we're talking about Isis, we're talking about Ezeli Dantor, Ezeli Freda. Those are a lot more than just archetypes. You have to materialize them. Meaning, you know what I'm saying? You got to be Ogu. You got to be Ligba. This is your story. This is your shit. So the archetypal part of it only is reflecting, different qualities of how they are being manifested in different ways. But nevertheless, your job is to make it real, to materialize it. That's how the divine is being reflected over here. That's how humanity is recognizing the divine in you. That's the perfect union. And I haven't even touched the lotus yet. I'm gonna show you how bright these motherfuckers are too. But all of that, ironically, is defining the fucking lotus too. Because it has to germinate from the mud, and then it pretty much raises itself out of the fucking mud to the surface, and then now you open up. And then, you know what I'm saying, it's that connection between, the visible and the invisible. That's you coming out of toxicity and be like, oh my God, I used to be toxic, and I could see why. So when you're talking about your Osiris, your Seth, your Horus, that's what that shit is. It has to be activated. So mythology is just talking about you, baby. But you gotta understand it. Then Isis, which is the sister, and you also have to understand, us being storytellers, we didn't say Osiris was the enemy of Seth. They are brothers. Judah was not an enemy of Jesus. He was part of his tribes. So we're saying this story because we understand there is a connection. Now, if you're not looking at it from the right perspective, you might focus more on the fucking betrayal. But they are brothers. The story is not, it's not the betrayal. It's just showing you the connection between all of those different personalities. But most importantly, how they all come together. Different aspect of you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's the story, dog. And I'm standing behind it. Because I understood what the ancestors were doing. I got the lesson. I picked it up. I became conscious. Then now I give it to somebody else. And then you realize it was already given to us. That's why your ancestors already fought the fight for you. You just got to wake up to it. That's why I would say thank you, these niggas. Because I'm able to be talking this way, you know what I'm saying? Because there was once upon a time, there was a nigga named, you know what I'm saying, Tahuti, that fucking walked this earth. Yeah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's my nigga. And made it possible for others to reach that state of consciousness. Then he left it in his notes, in his text. So now we are studying, we are awakening through their wisdom. Well, these niggas never left. You know what I'm saying? We are just waking up to them. And that's why we praise these niggas. Thank you. I see you. Now they're saying they see you. You know, I see. All right, I see you. All right, nigga, now it's on you. That nigga just fall back now. Now it's on you. You see me? Well, nigga, now it's on you, baby. I got your back, though. We all got each other's back because we all see each other. You know what I'm saying? Who won, nigga? Come on, man. Of course they gotta fuck with you, man. They been fucking with you. You're the one who gotta start fucking with them now. You know, that's why I fuck with all them niggas. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They know. Come on, man. Listen. Listen, man. You might learn something. Only if you listen. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying, handsome? So, that goes to show you. Now, not just the complexity of the world that we're living in. That's true. My God. You know, it's also showing you the illusion, how it is not as it appears to be. It's also showing you, you know, the hidden side of it. It's showing you the connection between the darkness and the light. How they must come together. That's why Satan and God is always around one another. Positive, negative, masculine, feminine. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to break down the story for you. But listen what I'm saying? But listen, man. You know? So mythology had a lot to do with that. You know, in fact, that's what the Jesus story is. And motherfuckers who understood it, you know, they told you, yo, man, Jesus is fucking, what's that nigga name? Not Osiris, the kid. I said his name too earlier. I guess since I already said Jesus, you know what I'm saying? These niggas are taking turns now. So it was not Osiris. Okay, Jesus. Right? So Jesus taking turns now. All right, Jesus, you got it, nigga. And now, you know, that's, you know, Horus. Horus. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. Now they trying to tell, you know what I'm saying? But the crazy shit, now when you get into religion now, these niggas got the story all fucked up. Now we're all looking at the story though, like that's why we're trying to get them to see the story, trying to give them a different narrative, because like they got it all fucked up. Like how did they get it so wrong? You know, because of the interpretation of their interpretation of the story. Like they only look at Jesus as a fucking historical person instead of looking at it as a God quality that we all have. If only you were looking at that narrative that way, then you understand, like, the Jesus story is only talking about you. Then you start to be empowered by it, because now you're understanding how the Spirit is moving in you. You know what I'm saying? The whole Matrix shit, this is all Jesus shit. Horus. You know what I'm saying? It always existed. It was always around, dog. You know? Now, that's, you know, that's the narrative I'm trying to give you to open up to get you to see the narrative, you know what I'm saying, from a bigger perspective. You see what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what that is. But as they change their consciousness, then they start changing you. You start to change your reality. Another way of saying this, in the lamest term, in the grossest term, you know what I'm saying? You change your mind, you change your life. Change your thoughts, you change your life. You know what I'm saying? It's all connected, man. It's being said in different degree. Or if you want to call it the parallel universe, is taking place at the same time in different levels. That's the spiral too, the universe. That one song, that one verse. You know, it's right in front of us. But we have to materialize it. That's the true God. That's why the words has to be made flesh. So those archetypal fucking or you know what I'm saying, they are you. You are Ogu, man. It's not meant for you to look at it as a fucking abstraction or just, you know, an archetype, a quality, you know what I'm saying? But that quality have to be manifested. A lot of us are looking at, like, let's just say, Oshun, Ezeli Dantor, Ezeli Frida. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at those as, like, as I've been seeing a lot of people describe it, as just personalities. I mean, yeah, but those personalities, listen, you know, there's a, like, nigga, I'm Oshun like a motherfucker. I'm in touch with my femininity, the water in me. I see beauty in me. I hold on my mirror, nigga. Like, first of all, you know what I'm saying? To see beauty, you got to see beauty in you first. That's why you don't see ugly bitches carrying fucking mirror and looking at themselves all the time. They don't do that. It's always the cute ones who knows she already seen beauty in her. Oh my God, I look so beautiful. Let me just make sure I do this, I do that. Then they're always making sure they stay pretty. That is a type of fucking Ezreal too, depending on how you're looking at it. Well, that will be Oshun. Knowing the beauty in her, holding on the mirror, you know what I'm saying? Then stupid motherfuckers call it conceited because they don't get the point. But it's okay. I got you. I got you. That's why I'm here. That's why Oshun, they also call it beauty. But to get into the science of beauty, you got to understand, to see beauty, you got to see beauty in you first. And then now it's being projected out. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to use beauty. Now, when you understand those principles, as you becoming a master, now you know how to use them in your life. And that's the purpose of you being down here. To master self or self-mastery. To be conscious, to reach the highest state of consciousness. The words got to be made flesh. Those archetypal things, they are true people. You have to embody that. Like at one point for myself, I was very much into my Ogu mode. Meaning the masculine energy, not dealing with the bullshit, dealing with the trust and knowledge. That was a phase. I embodied Ogu. Then I embody fucking Legba, nigga. I'm Tahuti and Legba, nigga. But those have to be activated. They are a state of consciousness. You're not just qualities, abstraction, you know what I'm saying, or just thoughts. But those thoughts got to be materialized. And that's the connection between the mind and the body. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? So certain people may embody like Ezeli Frida in Haitian voodoo, right? I think she's more. She's like more of the. What was Frida again? She's more of a mother, a fucking nurturer. She's about beauty and love as well. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You can make the connection, right? Then you have Danton on the other side, which is the same bitch now with, who's embody a different personality. For instance, like when you see certain mothers, nigga, you cannot touch your kids, man. You cannot. Yo, there was a picture that I saw of a bitch who had a fucking machete. I don't know. Some shit was happening to her son. Nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yo, those are niggas down here who are like that. There are those mothers. Then you have the mothers who don't give a fuck about their kids. So this is, you know what I'm saying? This is not just an archetype in the sense of it's, you know what I'm saying? Those are physical, actual stuff that are taking place, or energies that are that are being activated. So when you Ogu, it's not just to praise Ogu, it's for you to become that. You talking about different sides of the same, like, okay, like when you talk about, okay, Mother Mary and Magdalene, Jesus love, or, you know what I'm saying, like, it's just the same shit, man. Yeah, the same bitch who's a hoe is the same bitch that is a good girl, bro. You know what I'm saying? They both could be hoes, man. They're all bitches, dog. You know what I'm saying? But some bitch control her bitch different than a different bitch. I believe whatever you want to believe, nigga. I'm just trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, folks. You know what I'm saying? In terms of shit. So, we're talking about and bringing, you know what I'm saying, that connection between the dark and the light, how it has to germinate from the darkness, right? Because when you say you're no longer toxic, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you were into that. You had to be into that type of toxicity, and then you understand you no longer in it. In fact, that's why you can talk about it, cause you know it. And that knowing it is that darkness you had embraced, but at the same time you had to break through. Come on, niggas. That's your Horus. That's avenging Seth, which is the body, the material, that spark, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They are brothers because the spirit and the form comes together. That's your Osiris and his brother. Then Horus now avenging the father, that light, bringing it right back to life. Then you have Isis. Oh, I forgot. Which is the creative side, the knowledge, the come on now, the energy, the message, the flow, the river. You know, and that's how they all work together. So those are nothing but actual like shit that you have to activate, and then now our ancestors gave you that story to remind you to wake you up. That's how all of these things, all you, that's why we call them brothers. son. Or you never see a story where the same fucking brothers and son, you know what I'm saying, is fucking their sister. Like, all of these things is showing you a different aspect of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Not to create a separation, but for you to truly see what's taking place, for you to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because the illusion is the separation. That's why the body and the mind has to come together. The mind and the body, they got to be one. That's that oneness, polarity, two sides of the same thing. You being in that state of ignorance, and then now you are in the state of consciousness. But you're seeing, you know, darkness and light goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they go hand in hand. Now, if you truly understand that, then they're not enemies. That's why we have oneness. You have no enemies. Even your enemies are brothers and sisters. You gotta look at the bigger picture. But if you're looking at it from a smaller perspective, in terms of duality, you know, then you see enemy. You're not gonna see the connection. That's why your ego is your fucking enemy. That's why your shadow is your enemy. What? Damn. I'm saying, riddle me, nigga. Y'all niggas got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas got a lot of shit going on. I mean, we're still, you know, sipping on that rosé. You feel me? Yes, I. Okay. So again, I gave you a broader perspective without, you know, because the point is to get your mind to open up a little bit. And that's what mythology does. And that's what that higher state of consciousness is about too. Hello? So, listen, man, I'm giving you guys the codes, man. So then the connection, and the crazy shit is, man, there are so many other conversations that I've been having, and I'm dying to have too, but you know, you just gotta be in that state of mind. It's a different narrative. The conversation is different. You feel me? It's different, man. You know, and you know, that's like, but the beauty of it all is just, I don't know, guys. I mean, I do know, but I don't know. I know so much that I don't know. You see what I'm saying? And that's the beauty between the knowledge and ignorance, how they interact. They flow with one another, but you got to become out of it. You got to make it, you know, you have to pretty much reach that higher state of consciousness, that oneness. And then now you experiencing it in a whole different, that's how you transcend, you pretty much transcend, you know, the cycle of birth and rebirth. Now you become the co-creator. There's no karma for you anymore. Because remember, when we talk about karma, man, it's when you're not in alignment. Karma is not a bitch, bro. Like if that's how you're looking at it, that's where you at with it. I know you speaking of it from a painful perspective. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta bring your game up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta bring your game up a little bit. I'm saying as you're bringing your game up a little bit, meaning a little more understanding of karma, it's gonna change. Then you're gonna see it's a reminder too. It's telling you, hey man, you shouldn't do what you did is not something you should have done. And of course, if you're looking at karma in a sense of, compensation for what you did, or you gotta pay back for it. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Christianity shit too. It's all karma based. You know what I'm saying? It's for the small dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you to be out of that phase. You know what I'm saying? That is for the babies. It's doing what it does. Listen, because everything's perfect. It's in harmony. It's part of the ignorance, and it's part of the light. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's gonna happen. You have to allow it to happen. Now your reaction to it, that's how you are in control. That's what true God does. You know what I'm saying? Now your narrative is different, baby. You know what I'm saying? You're speaking a whole different language at this point. God damn it. Let's talk some shit. Say, yo, guys, check this out, man. So, by giving you the story, and that's what marketing is also doing. The news is giving you a narrative. Designer clothes, you know what I'm saying? The type of drink you're drinking. Luxury. Do you know luxury has nothing to do with money? Luxury is all beauty, baby. So people are truly, that's why motherfuckers be buying arts, man. The arts are $1 million. Niggas are buying beauty, dog. Shit. And that's what the class is all about. I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Shit. That's how I know I'm a royal blood, nigga. Because that's the type of, qualities that I am into. I stay on my beauty. Do you see what I'm saying? Nigga, I told you I'm fucking Oshun. I embrace that bitch. But do you see what I'm saying? It is, that's why you have to actualize your spirituality. It's got to be shown in this human form. The words got to be made flesh. That's what mythology is truly telling you. It's telling you that story. Now, if you don't know through that, you can find out, and then you have to actualize it. Do you see what I'm saying? Just like we were talking about all of those different, when we talk about Ezeli Dantor, all those different personalities, they got to be actualized. So now, if depending on what type of activity that you're going to, take, then you might say, hey, man, let me roll with this bitch, because I know that's how she roll. Do you see what I'm saying? If you got a beauty event going on, or you want people to feel beautiful, whatever the fuck, you're looking to radiate some certain shit, then you might want to call on Oshun, but it's not really calling on her. You have to actualize that in you. Yeah, you may call on her, but it has to be manifested, man, in this reality. That's why a motherfucker's a star. Like, there's a certain energy a motherfucker brings to the game. I'm Tahuti, nigga. What's up? You feel me? Peace to the God, man. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yo, what you repping, nigga? I'm repping Tahuti, nigga. That's my tribe. That's my hood, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's my hood, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We're not just saying this here, man. We're dressing up like it. We're talking like it. We're walking like it. It's all in fucking alignment. It speaks for itself, man. You be the judge. Hey, listen, it speaks for itself. What are we doing? What are we doing? Well, that is the purpose of us being here. That's why you gotta be alive. Meaning, you being alive, you have to activate all of those different qualities in you. In other words, you are being in alignment with not just yourself and the universe. And that's what the true master is. That's how you're experiencing a whole different experience down here. You're in it, but you're not in it. This shit's crazy. There's levels to this. There's levels to this. I gotta talk to you a certain way. There's levels to it. That's how I'm telling my story, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm standing behind it. That's my story, nigga. You know, that's how you are the architect of your life. What's the narrative that you're telling to yourself? And that narrative has to do with your understanding, you know, the activation of those different qualities in you. All of that, or how deep you get into your darkness for you to, like that lotus, to raise yourself up. This is nothing but the story of mythology, or mythology using those activities or those events and turn them into stories for you to remember. They put it in a story for you to remember, for you to, in other words, for you to activate them. They left you the code. Well, if you have the code, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to activate something? Well, that something is you. It's the God in you. They gave you the code to the game. This is for the fucking initiates, man. This is for the livings. The one who knows. Even if they may not even know what they know. But they know and they will resonate with it. That's how, you know what I'm saying, the ships will hear the fucking, what is it called? How is it said in the Bible? The ship would hear the call of the fucking shepherd, I guess, or the fucking owner, and they would know. I mean, don't quote me on that. I think I went all fucked up on this one. But if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But I guess what I was trying to say is, it's like, when you know, you know. How do you know you don't even know? Nigga, when you know, you know. How do you know you don't even fucking know? But you know. There was a lot of messages that is being spread here. The constant paradox, negativity with the positivity, you know what I'm saying, the for and the against, you know what I'm saying, those two extremities that come together, so the paradox is, that's that constant shit that you're seeing. That is the visible and the invisible. It's being done in so many different ways, even in your body. And I had a recording where I started talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like how you are storing energy in your body and your body's acting a certain way. You manifested that shit. Like a lot of people who are fat, you know what I'm saying, due to their like low self-esteem, they're not looking to open up. They activated that and translated that into their body. A lot of them, it's not because they eat a lot. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? That's what we understood. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in fucking, you know what I'm saying? Those are your niggas, because shit, nigga. Let me give you some shit. Because, you know, I was, like, my grandma, I'm not going to say I was raised with her, but she was in my life, right? And, you know, this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga saw me eating salad and shit. Nigga, like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is, nigga, you bullshitting. Nah, nigga, you gotta eat steaks and shit, right? That nigga, nah, they're like, you a man, you gonna eat a sandwich, nigga? What the fuck is that? Shout out to that bitch, you feel me? Because, you know, we gotta honor all of them because they all contributed to who the fuck we are. Those are all lessons. That's why in life, you either win or you learn. Listen, if you're asking me, that's a double win, baby. But how are you looking at it, though? I'll leave that up to you. But the way I'm looking at it, from the lenses that I'm looking from, it's a win-win. Because although I may not got the result that I wanted, but I got to see things differently. Meaning, I learned something. You know what I'm saying? It added to me. More consciousness. That's how you could learn from your dumb mistakes. You could prevail from doing something stupid. And we all do. Do you see the constant relationship between the darkness and the light? Now, if you want to take that further, the soul or the mind and the body, what you call in your shadow self, you know what I'm saying? Because I've dealt with my shadow self. Like, I've seen that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to describe it, but the experience was like sacred. It was beautiful because that's all part of that activation too. Of you doing that total recall, it's all part of it. That's why you got to go through all those different portals. Then when you get to your higher self, then, you know what I'm saying, that's when you see the motherfucker's you, but he didn't look like you. Or he doesn't look like you, but it's still you. Well, that's your higher self and your lower self. I mean, you could tell there's something different, but you know we're the same. Like, this nigga here, you know what I'm saying? This nigga been on some shit. And for me, personally, to activate my godhood or my godhead, you know what I'm saying, the head of the household. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out that nigga Little Lux, man. I see you, nigga. The head of the household. You know what I'm saying? Godhead, nigga. This nigga talk nice. Yeah, he talks that talk. That narrative that I like. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know, because I listen to all storytellers, you know what I'm saying? But they can't tell it like I tell it, though. You know what I'm saying? But I listen. You know what I'm saying? And they add a something thing, you know what I'm saying? They can't, they won't be able to sell it like I tell it. I see that nigga again. They can't sell it like I tell it. Well, guess what? It's true. Once you're tapping into a certain aspect of you, then you know You know who you are. You know who you are. So they can't sell it like I tell it. Never that. Man, you tell me how you want it. They can't sell it like I'm telling it over here. There's no prices on that one. You know what I'm saying? You gotta wake up to it, nigga. Mm-hmm. The prize is the prize in itself. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't ready, it's all good. I'm gonna be like this, nigga. I, nigga. I. You think I'm soft, huh? I. Then through time, you're like, damn, this nigga was a bad. I was trying to tell you, though. You ain't ready. Just like the Oracle was telling Neo. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck decided that? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Tahuti, baby, how you want it? Come on, man. Listen, man. It's activated, you hear me? And that's the connection. That's the purpose. That's the idea. That's why you're here. So, again, the true power of mythology is for you to actualize those different personalities and being in control of them. You master it. Now, depending on what you're doing, like you may say to yourself, listen, man, Ogu's showing up today, baby. I don't think who the fuck these motherfuckers think they are, but Ogu's here, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Where the fuck Shango at? While Ogu's over here, where the fuck Shango at? Because, you know what I'm saying, they similar, but they're not the same. Where the fuck is Shango at? Still the fire element in you. Still you. Just trying to get you to remember, baby. Again, I'm trying to sell you. I'm trying to show you. You know what I'm saying? They can't sell it like I tell it. Not this way, motherfucker. This is all us on this one. It's all me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't copy that. You know what I'm saying? You could say it your ways. Listen, have at it. You know what I'm saying? But you can never replace this, man. Damn, man. Do you see the gnosis in this? The connection? That's why us, the true gods, we got to see the connection in different religion, not the separation. The separation is for the witness. They're looking at the fucking illusion. They are one-sided. But the connection is greater perspective, man. That's you being the storyteller. Like, shit, you got to study the game tapes, man. You know, you have to embody those different worlds. Then now you become the storyteller. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you be the judge. I'm giving you a few hints, but I'll let you be the judge, baby. But, hey, just know this. Before you cast your vote, you know what I'm saying? Before you throw your stones, same shit. You're throwing stones out there, man. Who are you throwing this? All right, every elections, you throwing stones. You know what I'm saying? You killing somebody. Okay. All right. you stone Thor. mm, mm. That type of creativity, man, connection, understanding, light, energy that is being exchanged, information that's going through here. That's what tapping in is. Channeling. I'm giving y'all codes, man. That's what the ancestors did. For you to wake, for you to use them. Mythology is your story. The Buddha, the Christ is you. This is you going through those portals for you to understand and your growth. Now you can relate to that story as you are growing spiritually. And that's what I do when I tell you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You tell them what you see here, man. The blind are now seeing. The mute are now speaking. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the minute we understood that, you know what I'm saying, it turns into a miracle. Hell, listen, I'm the golden child, nigga. It turns into that automatically. So those personalities got to be lived, experienced, materialized. Flesh got to be made word, like the words got to be made flesh. How do you want it? The same language. In other words, the activation of that. It's got to be activated. Wisdom, right? Like it has to be proven. Like you can't be smart and stupid, like, or acting stupid. It's got to be proven, man. That's how you recognize a tree by its fruit. Oh, there's mango here. Okay, that's a mango tree, nigga. Oh, there's melon here. Oh, that's a melon tree. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't just say you God. It's got to be materialized. Meaning you have to show it in this humanity. That's how the gods are walking amongst men. They could see it in your aura. They can hear it in your language. Don't get me started. I'm going to slow down. Listen. I'm saying. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to tame myself. You know what I'm saying? I tell myself sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I still, you know what I'm saying, went off a little bit. But again, this is what we're talking about. I'm so nice with this shit, man. I'm so fucking nice with it, man. Beautiful. You just know that's that connection too. That's that time. That's the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like when Jordan had that last shot, he just knew that was his time. You feel me? Like this nigga, like that's an orgasm right there. But that nigga, like, he was experiencing the spirit on a whole different level. So when these niggas are talking about the game of basketball, man, don't think they're just stupid, man. Like, that's why these niggas, there's a lot of life principles. You could learn it in fucking sports. Everything is connected, bro. Sports have everything to do with your spirituality. That's why some people, you know what I'm saying, they would have a young man. You would want your young men to go through the fucking army, to build some fucking character. Throw some hands, nigga. Know how it is to get hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the fuck it is. That's part of being a man, nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? I had to do my dirt too, man. I had to get light with the jab out there. You know what I'm saying? Of course, not like other motherfuckers, like dumb motherfuckers. That's what they were doing. But what I'm saying is, at some point, every kid, you're gonna go through some confrontation. Then you're gonna have to handle yourself. It doesn't have to be dramatic, like these niggas are doing it, making it a fucking animalistic shit. But as a man, as you're building your character, you know what I'm saying, then you're gonna have to, maybe you have to fight a friend, like all these things, you know what I'm saying, just for you to build yourself. Because what you're learning is, as you know what I'm saying, in those early stages, you know what I'm saying, you're creating the person that you are. Although you may not be, or even looking at it from that lens, but that is the spirit operating. That's why when you become unconscious, you got to go back and fix all that shit. You're making it to your liking. You know what I'm saying? To where you want it to be. But in that process, you were operating, you were manifesting. But that manifestation was not just in your fucking, law of manifestation that these motherfuckers are telling you. That's why you create your reality. Niggas, I'm going in for a second. So I'm saying you're creating your reality without even you knowing. Through your understanding, through what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? That's why, niggas would tell you, yo, man, I would want to take my kids in a certain environment. Not this environment, that environment. Because that environment has a different storytelling. It's a different narrative. But this nigga's gonna learn about this, gonna learn about that. It's all mythology, baby. In essence, it's all mental. Because you can't dissociate all mental from mythology. Because mythology is using the fact that we know it's all mental. Now we're telling you the best story, nigga. For you to wake your ass up. It's the narrative, man. You know what I'm saying? But again, but also the complexity in it. But it's also to show you that you are more than just your physical body. You are more than just the material world. Because if it's all about the fucking narrative that's guiding you that way, so, you know what I mean? So you just got to bring your game up spiritually, consciously. Well, that's your job. That's why there's no enemy, man. You got to activate your shit. That's all. You know what I'm saying? The enemy shit, you nigga, you sound good, but you falling short. Like short. So again, oh, my bad. I touched on the power of mythology in a frequency or to a certain state where I want you to see the bigger picture. How life is a narrative in itself. We're learning about the story of creation, which is a narrative, a story. Now, based on your consciousness, then you are either creating a better narrative, you changing shit, you realigning shit, you're connecting shit. At the end of the day, you are the creator. It's your story. So now when you truly get to understand mythology, symbols, and all these things, then you understand there are symbols for us to activate. All of it. The text, even the symbol, them fucking self. Because think about it. When the Buddhists are talking about Buddha, well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go that far, but I'm imagining for the smart ones, they're not referring just to a fucking historical Buddha. I'm pretty sure they are talking about, like, for me, when I talk about Christ, I'm not referring to a fucking historical Jesus. It doesn't matter if this nigga was white, this nigga was black. It doesn't matter. That part to me doesn't matter at all, because it doesn't make a difference. If that's where you got stuck at, then there you go. You lost. Because that narrative was not meant for you to look at it that way. It's giving you a greater perspective of you. How you can be born again. Meaning being born again now, you through the sun, Horus, and whose son Easy, Osiris, and then Seth, which is the darkness. So that son is also has to go through Seth too. And Seth was his fucking uncle. That's no war, my nigga. Well, depending on where you at with it. Because mythology, like I told you guys in the past, and when the spirit took me back to go back to mythology, it was telling me, nah, man, it's reflecting your reality right now. Every culture, and I'll give you the perfect example, like the Adam creation story, this is what's believed in America. It is a reflection of the American culture. Or the European culture. Or the Western culture. If you are a Christian, or if that's the faith that you practice, or that's the narrative that you're going by. So yes, that's how you're going to look at it. That's going to be your perspective. So anything that's not in alignment with that, well, you already know. Because you're looking at it from a one-sided perspective. Because what we did, especially when it comes to African spirituality, we embrace everything. That part of embracing is reflecting, like, it's seeing a bigger perspective on the perspective itself. That's the state of God. Like, that's the Godhead, to be honest. This is you constantly reinventing yourself, making yourself beautiful at all times. And every time you do, well, you look beautiful again. God takes pleasure in gods. But all these things are dwelling in the physical. They are dormant. They got to be activated. Your job is to activate them. The lotus, once it got activated, rose itself to the surface. That's the Horus. That's the son avenging his father. That's what we're doing. The lotus, that's why the lotus is powerful. Yo, them motherfucking Tibetan monks, man. Namaste. In all levels. And first of all, shit, I said namaste because I didn't know what I really wanted to say. I see you. I mean, namaste also means the same thing in so many ways. But the difference is that what they're saying is, even though you don't see the God in you, I see the God in you. So that's different, because what I'm telling them is that I see the God in you, nigga. And I know the God in me, I see the God in you, and I see the God in you, I see the God in me. That's what I'm trying. I don't know the terminology for it. I'm pretty sure they probably have it too, though. And I know they do. They got to. You know what I'm saying? Even the fucking Indians, voodoo, it's all the same shit. Once you understand it, but you definitely got to understand it. But anyway, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I think I'm going to live it here. You know what I'm saying? Check out the Patreon, become a Patreon member. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, eat your meal, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know. I shin.